Hi everyone, I'm Kelly. It's been like forever. I'm gonna turn the light on. It's a little dark in here. You're gonna see my messy kitchen. Happy Monday. And today I am super stoked that I am going to be making you some gluten-free buttermilk biscuits. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. This is what I'm making today. They are delicious. You're gonna love them. Okay, so I see a couple people popping on. I'd love to know where everyone's at. Sorry, I just saw like my mess that I made trying to get ready for this, and I'm like, oh, but I don't care, it's Monday, my kids are quiet, so I'm gonna get this done, right? Okay, so what I'll do is after I make this recipe, I will go ahead and I will put the recipe up above so that you can make it too. So what you need for this recipe are 2 1/4 cups of cassava flour. I never sift my cassava flour. I don't know about you guys. You guys sift? Any sifters out there? And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some coconut sugar to it. If you don't have coconut sugar, you can use just table sugar or whatever kind of sugar that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and add some coconut sugar. Now I have baking soda and salt. So again, you'll get the exact ingredients after this recipe is done. I hope everyone's having a beautiful, beautiful Monday. You hear my son is playing with his toys. What's everybody doing right now? Who's at work? Okay, so I don't do anything fancy. I just grab one of my spoons. I'm going to go ahead and mix all those ingredients together. And I have a super trick. I am the baker at 20 Dishes because I love to bake, which is surprising because when I ate grains, I'm gluten-free. I try actually more paleo than gluten-free. I never bake like anything from scratch. So it's strange to me that I never do that. But anyway. So that's all blended together. Make sure all your ingredients are blended. And then I'm going to add my butter. This is 1/2 cup of butter. I've gone ahead and diced it up. I'm going to use my hands because that's how Mama taught me how to do it. So I'm going to just get in there and work it with my hands until it's a crumble. And for this recipe, you are going to use buttermilk. If you are paleo or you don't eat dairy, there's a couple substitutions you can make in this recipe. You could use, for the butter, you could use leaf lard, which makes great biscuits, leaf lard, which is from pigs. Or you can use a sustainable palm shortening. If you can eat butter, eat butter. I was talking to my son yesterday. I was making baba ganoush, and I totally ran out of olive oil. So I used butter instead of it. And he's like, I think butter's good with everything. And it turned out perfect. So don't be afraid to substitute stuff when you don't have the ingredients, because you'll be pretty surprised with how well it works. Okay, so I've got a nice crumble here. And for the buttermilk, again, if you don't do dairy, or if you're like, I don't have buttermilk, I have everything else, but I don't have buttermilk, you could do 1 cup of milk and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. That's actually what I've done. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add the egg, 1 egg, and the buttermilk, which is essentially milk with 1 tablespoon of butter in it. I'm going to just mix it together. And I'm going to show you a really, really cool trick for you gluten-free bakers. You know that the dough is never like wheat dough. It just isn't. It's like crumbly. It's such a pain in the butt to work with. So let me get this mixed and I'll kind of show you what it looks like once it's all mixed together. So you can see, it's very fluffy. If you don't have this tool that I'm about to show you, what I would do is I would probably grease 2 parchment pieces of paper, lightly grease them, and I would just kind of roll it, push. You know what? Forget that. Don't do that at all. Just grease some parchment paper or bring out your silicone mat. I have it ready already. This is a stainless steel baking sheet and a silicone mat that is from 20 Dishes. Do drop biscuits. Don't do what I'm about to do, okay? Because this is so fluffy, it's going to be a pain in the rear end to roll out. So what I discovered was this is the metric Wonder Cup that we have over at 20 Dishes. And again, I do a ton of baking. I wrote a cookbook called Paleo Eats, and there are 26 desserts in that cookbook. So you know I know my way around some sweets. And and so baking, when you're rolling out any kind of dough, you're going to need 2 pieces of parchment paper or 2 silicone mats, and it's just a mess. It's just a pain in the butt to clean up. And when you're writing a cookbook, like, you are literally washing dishes. Like, I would do 3 loads of dishes every single day when I was writing that cookbook. So think about that when you're running somebody's cookbook. That person did a lot of dishes. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this Wonder Cup, I'm going to put the dough in here and I'm going to pop it out. Yep. So I do this now for all of my biscuits, almond flour biscuits, any sort of biscuits. Put it in there, pop it out. It might stick a little bit, not very much. And then there you go. You have a biscuit. You have symmetrical biscuits, and you didn't have to cut them. You know what I'm talking about. You didn't have to roll them out, cut them, re-roll them out, cut them. You put them in here, you pop them out, and you're done. And you only have 2 things to clean up. This is kind of a mess, but whatever. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get my biscuits done. If you guys have any questions, leave a question below. I don't know if I can see comments on here. I see like a comment thing. If I push this, does it do anything? No, it just says write a comment. So if you guys have any comments or questions about gluten-free baking, paleo baking, I am your girl. Go ahead and ask away. How was everyone's Easter? You guys are quiet. I'm going to do another thing because this thing is kind of sticking. What you can do is just use a butter knife and then just cut it right off. This is so much easier than, oops, pull this back, rolling and cutting, rolling and cutting. Do I have any bakers on here who know exactly what I'm talking about? Because seriously, I love this, and I discovered this when I was making some almond flour biscuits. I was like, man, I hate doing that. Like, cleaning up all of that mess. Look how quick this is. So I normally only use this cup for, yes, it is cassava flour. It's 20 Dishes cassava flour. Super excited about it. It is, I think it's triple peeled, hand dried, boiled. It is made in California. It's made in the United States. I'll put links to all the products that I'm sharing with you guys when I get done with this, because I'm going to have to do it on the computer afterwards. But after I hit, after I stop the video, I'll do that. And I will put the full recipe so you know exactly how to make it. Again, I do not use just buttermilk because I don't have it. Like, that's just me. If I don't have it, I'm going to substitute, right? So I used a cup of milk and a tablespoon of vinegar. And if you do make it with buttermilk, let me know how it turned out, because honestly, I never buy buttermilk. I know these are buttermilk biscuits, but I never buy buttermilk. If I make butter, which is so simple, if you've never made butter, so easy to make. It's super fun for your kids too. You can just take cream, chilled cream, you can basically put it in your food processor, which makes it super easy. I have a little one. Push this one up. This one is teeny. Still good. And then, so you just put it in your food processor, let your food processor go, and you'll have fresh butter, and then you'll have buttermilk left over. That is where buttermilk comes from, if you didn't know that. Okay, now I'm done. I'm going to put this in the oven, 350 degrees for 10 minutes. So, Anna, did you hear? Oh, I finished it. Hopefully you heard that. You just basically make butter, and the byproduct of butter is buttermilk. So what you'll see, there'll be all this water, buttermilk in the food processor after you're done doing it. And then you can get really fun. You can make garlic butter, herb butters, sweet butters with, if you make it yourself. You can do it by buying it at the store too if you want. So I'm just going to throw that in here. And again, I'm not going to let you guys wait. This is what the finished biscuit looks like. And it is super delicious. I'll wash my hands and I'll pull it open for you guys so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. My son wants to eat this biscuit, so I don't want to get eggs all over it. Do that. Wash my hands. And then, so let's go ahead. Cut it. I was able to hide this because these biscuits go quick in my house. I did not cut this evenly. Who cares? You're going to eat it anyway, right? So you can see this is kind of some crumbles. Super firm. You could throw an egg on here. Run out the door for breakfast with it. They're super delicious. My son is begging me to have some with honey, so I'm going to do that. But anyway, I hope that you guys are having a super blessed, wonderful Monday. I'll go ahead and put the recipe in the links. And I'll put a link to all of the wonderful tools that I used today. Right now, if you're on here, 20 Dishes has a super amazing sale on our Veggie Master 3. And if you are someone who loves to make fresh spiralized noodles, but you got rid of your spiralizer because it tore your hands up, because I have cut myself one too many times on that. Anytime a appliance takes blood from me, it's got to go. And so check that out. I'll put a link to that at the bottom. Have a blessed day. Talk to you guys later.